In a world of constant change, one constant has defined the global economy for nearly a century. It's not a nation or a treaty, but a piece of paper and a digital promise. From the bustling markets of Tokyo to the oil fields of Saudi Arabia, its influence is everywhere, shaping trade, dictating policy, and defining power. This is the story of the US dollar, the currency that runs the world. But in an era of shifting alliances and technological disruption, the question is no longer just how it came to dominate, but how much longer that dominance can last. The dollar's reign began in the aftermath of World War II, and today its position as the global standard is deeply entrenched. It is the world's primary reserve currency, meaning central banks from Berlin to Beijing hold vast quantities of dollars as a stable store of value. When countries trade with each other, they don't typically swap their own currencies directly. Instead, they convert to the dollar first, making it the central hub of international commerce. Over 80% of global trade is invoiced in US dollars. Whether it's a shipment of German cars, Brazilian coffee, or South Korean electronics, the transaction is almost always priced and settled in the world's most trusted medium of exchange. This central role grants the United States an unprecedented and often unseen form of economic power. Because most international transactions, even those with no direct American involvement, pass through U.S. financial institutions, Washington holds a powerful lever. The U.S. can use financial sanctions to effectively cut entire nations off from the global economy. By restricting a country's access to the dollar-based system, it can freeze assets, block trade, and cripple an economy without firing a single shot. This ability to weaponize the financial system is a unique and potent tool, giving America influence that extends far beyond its military or diplomatic reach. It's a stark reminder that in the modern world, controlling the flow of money is paramount. For the United States, this global reliance translates into what one French finance minister famously called an exorbitant privilege. As the world has an insatiable demand for dollars, the U.S. can borrow money more cheaply than other nations. The U.S. Treasury issues bonds, and countries and investors worldwide eagerly buy them, effectively lending money to the American government at very low interest rates. This allows the U.S. to sustain large trade and budget deficits. Simultaneously, this strong demand for the dollar means American consumers benefit from stronger purchasing power, enjoying imported goods from electronics to clothing at lower prices than they otherwise could. It's a virtuous cycle for the U.S., financing its spending while also boosting its standard of living. However, the pillars of the dollar's supremacy are facing their most significant challenges in decades. Major economic powers are actively seeking alternatives. The European Union has promoted the euro as a viable contender, while China is methodically working to internationalize its own currency, the yuan, striking deals to conduct trade in its own currency. The rise of digital currencies, both state-backed and decentralized, also introduces a wild card, promising a future of finance that could bypass the traditional dollar-centric system entirely. The global order is in flux, and the foundation of American economic power is no longer guaranteed. The era of unquestioned dollar dominance is facing a new dawn, and the only question is what comes next.